Welcome to Mona's Kitchen. Happy Earth Day. Do I have an amazing recipe for you? 8 veggie lasagna. Are you ready? I'm taking it out of the oven now. I'm so excited. Doug, are you excited?
I'm excited.
Oh my God, it's so ooey gooey, yummy, delish. Check this out, guys. Yummy. 8 veggie lasagna. And do you know that you could eat half of this and it's only going to be 500
Are you
calories?
kidding me?
No, and look at the bubbling. It's so delicious. Oh my goodness. Hey Julie, welcome. I just took this yummy lasagna out of the oven. I'm going to put it down because it's a little heavy. And I'm going to show you how to make this unbelievably delicious recipe. So come on down. So making veggie lasagna is actually a 3-part process. The first thing that we're going to do is make the sauce. After we make the sauce, and the sauce is going to have about 3 or 4 vegetables in it. So you know how I always believe in that you really should have 3 cups of vegetables at dinner. I started at 2 cups, but it really should be 3 cups. This dinner tonight, you're going to have a cup of mushrooms, a cup of spinach, a cup of butternut squash, a cup of tomato sauce, some garlic, so eggplant, zucchini. Guys, this is like a 4 to 5 cup vegetable dinner. I'm in heaven, and it's perfect because it's Earth Day, and it's perfect because it's healthy for you. And so I'm so excited that you guys...
And it's delicious too.
And it's delicious too, and I'm so excited that you're all here. Oh my goodness, everybody came on board. Who came on board? Hey Jill, hey Helene, hey Lauren, I gotta show you this. I just took it out of the oven. Doug, we have to do another visual.
I can do it this
Oh,
way.
you do it this way. Is that yummy delish? I just took that out of the oven, and guess what, guys? Half of it is only 500 calories. You can have that half for dinner. It's amazing. So, it's so amazing, I'm gonna show you how to make it. So there are 3 parts. The first part is to make the sauce, as in New York. The second part is to mix up the cheese mixture, the ricotta, and then the third is to, I'm gonna show you the vegetables and how I've kind of made that, because instead of noodles today, I've actually mandolined some zucchini and also included some eggplant to mix it up a little bit. So let's get started. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is to heat up our oil, and I'm putting in a tablespoon of olive oil. And for those of you who are new to Mona's Kitchen, because I see a couple of new faces, is that you've got to learn the Mona way of sauteing the vegetables. So what you need to do is get a pastry brush, and you get a pastry brush, and what you're going to do is you're going to paint it around the saute pan. And what that will do, it will coat the saute pan, because you know sometimes when you put your olive oil in, it goes into one pool and you've said, oh no, I need more, and you keep pouring and pouring it. Well, every tablespoon that you add in is 120 calories. So why not just mix it around? And look guys, it's all coated. So great. So the first thing I'm going to do is put in my veggies. First I'm going to wait until it heats up. I'm waiting for the little bubbles to appear, and it looks like they're coming right up. So I'm going to add some butternut squash. Here, a little bit of a sizzle. And I'm going to add some mushrooms. Mushrooms are really, really good for you, and I highly recommend during this pandemic that you have as many mushrooms as you can. It's really great for your immune system. The butternut squash is amazing, great vitamin A, and I purposefully, through my nutrition nerddom, made sure that this lasagna has every color of the rainbow, has every vitamin you could think of, every phytonutrient you can think of, so I'm excited to share with you. Okay, so right now I'm going to saute the butternut squash and the mushrooms for about a minute or 2 until the mushrooms kind of what they call sweat. Not get hot, but you know, the liquid kind of oozes out a little bit. So we're going to let them sweat. We're going to let them sweat. And while we're going to let them sweat, I'm going to say hi Andrea, hi Jackie, and Julie has a message for me. I love mushrooms and butternut squash. You eat them a lot. You know what? I eat them a lot too. And I think it's just great when you're doing a vegetable lasagna to just add as many vegetables as you want. And frankly, I just looked in my refrigerator to see what I had. When I first wrote this recipe, it had carrots and mushrooms. But guess what? I didn't have carrots in the house, but there was something orange, vitamin A right sitting there, and it was butternut squash, so I added it right in. And from a nutritional standpoint, it's very similar. Actually, butternut squash has even a little bit more vitamin C, so power to us, right? So what we're gonna do, we're gonna let this sweat for about a minute or 2. And then after this, we're gonna add our next round of vegetables, which are going to be, oh, I'm gonna add the garlic in now, because I think that'll be good too. It'll help coat the oil a little bit and give us a little bit of what I call aromatic. So the aromatics that we're going to use in the lasagna today, or the spices that we're going to use today, are garlic, because that'll be really great for the spinach and the mushrooms and the butternut squash and the sauce. We're gonna add spices like oregano and basil, everything in that whole Italian family. And also, if you like it spicy, we have a mixed spice family. You can also add some crushed red pepper into the sauce as well. Today I'm not going to do it. Doug will have to add his today.
I had my spicy yesterday.
He had his spicy yesterday, so, but it's good with or without, guys. All right, so this is sweating. I'm sweating. Are you sweating? Actually, it was a cool day today. Okay, the next thing we're going to add is our spinach. So one thing, you can either add fresh spinach. I didn't have fresh spinach in the house, so I put in frozen spinach. And what the important thing to do when you have frozen spinach is to microwave it, thaw it out, and there will be a lot of water in there. So you put the spinach in a colander and you squeeze out all the water that you can, because the more water you squeeze out, the less water that will be in your lasagna. So what you want to try to do is squeeze. You could just kind of see it's kind of rolled up in a little ball. I started with 3 cups of spinach, and I ended up with 1 cup when it was all done. So I'm going to add my spinach in here. And everybody knows spinach is really, really yum for you. B vitamins, a little bit of iron. I'm gonna just mix that up for like a little bit, like a minute or so. And then I'm gonna add a tomato sauce. So you have a choice here. You can either make a homemade tomato sauce, but I didn't today. So how do you select a tomato sauce in the supermarket? So the 2 things that you really want to look for is added sugars and salt. So you definitely want a low sodium or no sodium tomato sauce because of high blood pressure and things like that. And you'll see that there are a lot of tomato sauces that have a lot of sodium. So you want to try to get a tomato sauce that has under 150 milligrams of sodium. And the other thing you want to look at is no added sugar. Tomato sauce by nature has about 4 grams of natural sugar in there. So you want to look for a label that says no added sugar. So one I found in the supermarket is this one. It's good. It's called Victoria. Rouse is another great brand that I like to use too. And so I'm going to put in about a little over a cup. I'm making a half recipe because I made a big one already. So I'm just going to show you how to make an individual one. So I'm putting in a little bit over a cup of sauce, which is half the recipe. Normally I would put in 2. And you're just going to mix this up. So now look at, guys, you have a primavera sauce. How cool is that? So in this deliciousness of sauce, you have sauteed mushrooms, you have garlic, you have butternut squash, and you have spinach, which is awesome. I hear this little message from Jill. What if you don't like mushrooms? Are there any good substitutes? Good question. So if you don't like mushrooms, I would suggest, I bet in a sauce you might like it, but if you don't like, if it's a textural thing, what you might want to do is, if you want to get the immunity factor, what you might want to do, there's a lot of mushroom powders that you can use that are tasteless, that you can kind of add in, or add other vegetables that you can put in here that are immunity boosters, but not necessarily as good as mushrooms, or things like broccoli. Broccoli would be a good one because it has the sulforaphanes, which is a great anti-inflammatory antioxidant. So I would say, you know, pick the vegetables that you like. There shouldn't be a dish that you don't like. So if there's other vegetables that you think about that might be nice. Another thing you may want to add is some onion. Onion would be great because it has that similar texture to the mushrooms too. Okay guys, so this is what the sauce should look like when you're done. It's a nice thick primavera sauce. So I'm just going to show you guys what it looks like.
That looks great.
Doesn't that look good? So now we're going to go over to the work table over here, and we're going to make our layers and make a lasagna surprise. Here we go. All right, so we've got the sauce, and then I put my, oh, I should put mine on. I'm going to show you what I did. It is? Oh. It's off now. What I'm going to show you, what I did with the zucchini, is that I used what's called a mandolin. So mandolin looks like this. Oops. It's made by Oxo. There's 2 different kinds, and what you do, you basically put the vegetable over it and you just kind of slice it, and you get like, it's really cool. You kind of get pieces that look like this. So it kind of looks like a lasagna noodle, right? So what I decided to do, since I had an eggplant in the house as well, is like, why not mix it up? So I sliced the eggplant and I sliced up the zucchini, mandolin the zucchini, to have a combination, like why not? One other thing you should do when you make the eggplant and the zucchini, very important. Eggplant and zucchini are made with a lot of water. So what you want to do with the eggplant, first of all, you cut it up, you put some kosher salt on it, and you let it sit for about 30 minutes. And what that will do, it will allow some of the water to seep out. If you don't do that, then what's going to happen is that the oil can really soak into that eggplant, and also when you would bake it, your lasagna can get kind of watery. So what you're going to do is you're going to put a little salt on it, wait 30 minutes, and you'll see there'll be water a little bit on the underside of the plate. You take 2 paper towels and you kind of dry it out, and you just pat it, and then you let it sit. I kind of did this in the morning, so that way my eggplant was nice and dry by the time I wanted to make the lasagna. The zucchini, you do something similar. The only exception is it doesn't have as much water as the eggplant. So you salt it, and you only need to let it rest in the salt for about 10 or 15 minutes. You do the same thing, put the paper towel, dry it up, and that will give you optimal lasagna. It's a little extra step, but I'm telling you, it's so delicious. Who's on board? Hey Julie, will this recipe be written anywhere? Yes, it will. So for those of you who are new, I do have a website. It's called monadolgov.com, hence the name. And I have a great website with all the recipes that I feature in all the videos. For those of you who don't know, I do Mona's Kitchen every night at 7 p.m. And by tomorrow morning, this recipe will be online. So no worries, you got it. And also the recipe will appear in my new cookbook called Satisfy, which is coming out later this summer. And I'm asking you should try to pre-order it. What you can do, go on my website, monadolgov.com, under Shop, Satisfy Cookbook, and you can pre-order it. It's selling really fast. So put your pre-order in now and you'll get it at the end of August. Okay. The other thing is on monadolgov.com, I'm also going to be having a store this week. So if you see items that you like a mandolin or like a pastry brush, you can actually go buy it on my site as well. So how cool is that? Okay. Back to making lasagna. So tonight what I'm going to do, because I wanted to share with you another way to do it. So you can make it in a big pan like we did it, but another cool way that you can make a lasagna, also it's really good for portion control, you can put it in a ramekin. And it's really a nice presentation to make a lasagna, or if you wanted to just make a lasagna for yourself, you can. So I'm just going to show you how to do it in a ramekin since you already made a big one. So let's do that. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to spray the ramekin with some olive oil spray. I always select a spray that is non-aerosol, better for the environment. So I put my...
Especially on Earth Day.
Especially on Earth Day, yes. So I put my olive oil in there. So now we're gonna make our ricotta mixture. So I'm going to put in some ricotta cheese, and you do the part skim ricotta cheese, and I put in the half recipe, which is about a half a cup. I'm going to add into that some Parmesan cheese, yum. And I'm going to add some egg white. So I'm going to put only half of it because it only required half an egg white because it's half of a recipe. And I had fresh basil at home. You can put in Italian seasoning, you can put in oregano. So I'm going to put in some fresh basil and some oregano. And you'll see in my new cookbook, I'm actually having a whole recipe of different spices. So there'll be a Mona's Italian blend, so you can make it ahead of time. A little salt and pepper. And this is going to be my cheesy layer. So I'm going to take all this good stuff and just mix it up. And you want to make it combine it. So you have your eggy ricotta basil-y layer. And this is the point, if you wanted to add the crushed red pepper, this is a nice place to put the crushed red pepper in, because it'll meld in with the cheese, which will be really great. So optional, if you wanted to put crushed red pepper, you can. Okay. All right, so it's all mixed up. So I just wanted to show you what the cheesy part looks like. So we have the cheesy part, we have our primavera sauce, and now we have, instead of our noodles, we have our vegetables. Okay. All right, so then what we're going to do is we're going to now layer it. So the first thing we're going to do is to put some sauce on the bottom. Sauce. Depends where you're from. In New York, when I grew up, it was sauce. In Boston, it's sauce. How do you say it? I'm going to put a little, and it may end up going into 2. So I put just a little bit of sauce on the bottom. The next layer I'm going to put in is my noodles. So I'm going to do a combination of eggplant and zucchini. So in a bigger pan, you put it straight out. Because it's in the ramekin, I'm just going to fold it in.
Looks like a strip of bacon.
No, it's not a strip of bacon. It's a strip of zucchini. It's a little healthier. Hey, Jody, how are you? Welcome back. I'm making some veggie lasagna here. We just put in our primavera sauce and our zucchini. I'm going to throw in a piece of eggplant. Okay. Now, so I've got like my sauce layer and my veggie layer. So now I'm going to put in a couple of dollops of cheese. And this is a combination for those who just came on board. It's skim ricotta, some Parmesan, some fresh basil, some oregano, and a little salt and pepper. Okay, and then I'm going to repeat. I'm going to put some more sauce. And this is a primavera sauce for those who just came on board. It's tomato sauce filled with lots of vegetables. It has mushrooms, butternut squash, spinach, garlic, all good stuff. Okay, so I'm back to the beginning again. I'm going to put another layer.
It smells so good.
Yeah, doesn't it? Put it up here. I think I might be able to make 2. Who knew? It's awesome. I think I'm going to take 2 and break them up. Break up. I'm going to put my last dollop. Yes, I'll be able to make 2. I like making 2 little dollops. And then I'm going to put my last bit of sauce on top. And then I'm going to put my cheese.
Is that Parmesan?
Mozzarella cheese. This is shredded mozzarella cheese. And ta-da! We have a beautiful mini lasagna. And I would say this lasagna is probably like 300 calories. That's it. Isn't that great? Isn't that amazing? And it's got 8 vegetables. Can you believe it's got 8 vegetables? Oh my God, I'm getting lots of love. I'm getting lots of love. Yeah, the mozzarella's on top, Julie. That's why I put it on top. Shredded mozzarella on top. Okay. Yes, good question. All right. That's one. Let's make another one. You ready, guys? I'm going to coat it with my spray, my layer.
Give it a spritz.
Your spritz. We'll put a little tomato sauce on the bottom. Such a great recipe, so flavorful. 8 vegetables. I just love this. Such a nerd. 8 vegetables, vitamin A, B, and C. I'm thinking about all the great nutrition that's in this, guys. And it's great food, and it's so delicious, and it's lasagna. Like, how great is that? Okay. I'm gonna put a piece of eggplant in here. Put my dollop of ricotta cheese. And my ricotta cheese, Julie had questioned, is ricotta with Parmesan cheese and some basil and oregano and a little salt and pepper. And I will get to the mozzarella. That's going to come at the end. And then I'm going to put in another thing of sauce on top. Perfect. I'm going to put my last layer in, my final zucchini. And so if you don't have a mandolin and you just want to make discs, thin discs, go right ahead. So it still has that whole feeling like it's a noodle when it's really not. Who's on board? Hey, Robin, and hi. Andrea's saying yum. Okay. Yay, I think it's pretty yummy too. Okay. I'm going to put my little bit of ricotta on top. Finish it up. I love the fresh basil. Highly recommend fresh basil. It'll like make all, it's so aromatic. I could smell it all the way here. Your last bit of sauce on top. And yes, Andrew, just for you, I'm putting in that mozzarella at the end. Okay, let's put in the
You
mozzarella.
got another whole one out of that.
I know. So you know the funny part of this whole thing? All these two together are like 500 calories. Isn't that nuts? So just by adding these vegetables, so if you compare this to like a regular lasagna and the vegetables versus the noodles, you're putting in vegetable-wise like 150 calories worth of vegetables. You know how many lasagna noodles? That would mean 800 calories of lasagna
Oh my
noodles.
gosh.
Isn't that nuts? So you're totally making it light, but it's not just about not having the noodles. It's about adding all these vegetables, and I can't speak more than enough. It's so, so important for you to get your veggies in every day. And, you know, I don't mean to preach it, but I'm going to preach it. It's so good for your body to get those 2 to 3 cups of vegetables at every meal. Try to get 6 or 7 cups during the course of the day. So by just having this dinner, having a couple of pieces of fruit and maybe some carrots during the day, you've done it. And guaranteed if you do that, your body will be fueled in a healthy, healthy way.
Feel great too.
And you're gonna feel great too. And after you eat this, I always never like the word clean eating, but I have to tell you, when you eat this, you know that heavy feeling sometimes when you go to you eat the lasagna and it's like, ugh. You're not gonna feel this way. You're gonna feel great. And how awesome is that? Now, if you feel like you need a little bit of noodle, what you can do, instead of eating half of it, you can have 1/3 of that lasagna or have one of these. And then as a side, instead of regular pasta, go for the bean pastas, the garbanzo bean pastas, and have like 1/4 of a cup. And that'll satiate you. And it's just a great, great meal. Or have it with a salad. It's just awesome. So what I'm gonna do now, this is what you need to do, is I'm gonna cover these with foil. Let me just grab the foil. You're going to cover them with foil for about 10 minutes, and then you're going to take the foil off for another 10 minutes, and you're going to set the oven. The oven's at 400 degrees, and 20 minutes later, you have a delicious dinner. I can't wait. I think I'm going to cut into it, so I could just show everybody what it looks like inside. What do you think? You want to see what it looks like inside? I'm going to taste it for you too. Give you that final So I'm going to put these in the oven. You should go in the middle rack for 10 minutes. And then you're going to take the foil off after another 10 minutes. I'm going to set my timer for 10 minutes. Okay. And then I'm going to bring this over. I have to reheat it a little bit, but I just wanted to show you. Let me get a fork. I'm so excited about this recipe. You know, like when you come up with something and it's just so, so good. So guys, just to report for those of you who just came on board, hey Patty, hey Claudia, for those who just came on board, we just made this amazing veggie lasagna. This whole pan of half a lasagna is only 500 calories. We put in 8 vegetables. We put in garlic. We put in butternut squash. We put in onions. We put in spinach. We have the tomato sauce. And it's just amazing. So I'm just going to cut into it so you guys can all see what it's like inside. Oh, it's so gooey and yum yum. Doug's usually my surgeon when it comes to this stuff. Oh, look at that. Look at that, guys. Oh my goodness. Is that delish? I'm gonna have a taste. Look how gooey. You have all the vegetables inside. Claudia's going, wow. All right. I'm so excited about this recipe. Ooh, look at the gooey cheese. Look at that. That is really, really good. And you know what's so great? You eat it and it's light and it's so delicious, and it has that taste of like that indulgent lasagna, and it's so delicious. So please make this recipe. It will be on monadolgov.com probably tonight or tomorrow morning. Don't forget, pre-order my cookbook. These kind of recipes are on there just to make sure that your health is with you and for you. And please share these recipes with your friends. Share these videos. I would really love that. If you loved what you saw tonight, share this video so that your friends get to see this video and see how it's made, and tell them to go to my website as well. I want to get as many people as we can just to enjoy, eat healthfully, deliciously. I'm all about healthy, delicious, guys. Have a great day. Have a happy Earth Day. Be safe, be well, and I love you guys. And yes, I'll be back tomorrow. Bye. Bye-bye.